So apparently, people are now gathering signatures to completely suspend Perfect Crown and remove it from streaming platforms because of the historical controversy, surrounding the show. This is where the conversation gets really complicated, at least for me. On one hand, I do understand why some Koreans are deeply affected by it. History and national identity are not small things, especially for countries that went through colonization, political tension, cultural suppression, and historical disputes for decades. So when certain portrayals feel inaccurate or disrespectful, I get it why it can feel personal for them in a way na tayong outsiders might never fully understand. So, and I think important din na we acknowledge that instead of just saying, fiction lang yan eh. Well, that's also true, right? At the same time, though, I also think it's important to recognize that even the producers themselves already somehow, admitted there were some mistakes and inaccuracies in the show. So this isn't really about pretending nothing problematic happened. I guess what makes the decision difficult is that historical dramas have always existed in space or in a space where storytelling, dramatization, yung mga interpretation overlap with real history. Ang dami kasing historical dramas before, you know, Korean, Hollywood, or kahit sa anime na sabi ko before, that altered timelines, combined historical figures, invented scenarios, or dramatized political conflicts or narrative purposes. That doesn't automatically excuse inaccuracies, no? Especially when people directly affected by that history are voicing discomfort. But it also explains why some viewers are hesitant about the idea of completely removing a fictional series from streaming platforms altogether. And The Perfect Crown was never marketed as a documentary level retelling of Korean history. It was framed more as a parang fictional modern monarchy drama inspired by historical aesthetics and themes. So for me personally, criticism is really just fair. Discussions are fair. Calling out inaccuracies is fair. But completely erasing the show from streaming platforms, parang ang hirap din tanggapin nun, especially for viewers who genuinely found comfort, meaning, and emotional connection in the series. Because at some point, we also have to ask, are we trying to encourage better storytelling? Or are we reaching a point where fictional works are no longer allowed, to explore history imperfectly at all? Personally, I don't think shutting down the show completely helps anyone. I think it's possible to acknowledge the harm people felt, hold creators accountable for inaccuracies, and still leave room for discussion, interpretation, and artistic storytelling. Kasi once we start demanding absolute historical perfection from every fictional production, sobrang daming beloved shows and films from all countries, all of the world, na would probably not survive that standard either.